I have a quick review of something I purchased, but a quick disclaimer. If you can handle the Constitution, you can handle your freedoms, please swipe on by. This is not for the faint of heart. I'm Rick, and this Shut the heck up, you stinking roosters. Build up for your sanity. This is The Shack. Hello, welcome back to The Shack. Yes. Seriously, if you can't handle your freedoms, please swipe on by. You're not going to hurt my feelings. This is for real American men and women who enjoy the country, enjoy our freedoms, and love to practice our freedoms. So with that said, if you love going to the range and keeping in practice, one thing you don't want to do when you go to the range is waste time. Now, unfortunately, living in a communist crap hole state that I do, when you go to the range, you are usually restricted about an hour. And I'm talking the people who have to go on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Most people work Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday, and they get Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. So you have to go to the range on the weekend when you have your time off, unless you have a place that has an indoor evening range. You can go there maybe during the week. So most people will go to the range on the weekend. And I know from talking to the people at the range that I go to, there's been many times that there's been an hour or more wait time. So basically when they have a bay open, they call your name, you sign in, you pay and everything, they assign you your bay, you go out there, set your items out, get your target hung, send it out, and you begin your practice session. And you get about an hour, and then you got to wrap it up and get out because they're trying to get as many people in as they can and minimize the wait. So they don't want you sitting there for a couple hours. Same goes for the outdoor ranges. Problem with those are they're a little more lenient. They'll give you a little more time, maybe an hour and a half max, because you're waiting around. When they get a bay open, they call your name, you pay, they sign you your bay, you get in your car, drive out to the spot. Then you got to get out, get all your targets. So hopefully, if you're smart, while you're waiting, you get all your targets assembled, if possible, especially if you have a pickup truck. Get everything basically assembled, ready to go. So when you get there, all you have to do is walk out and set the targets up. They're already assembled up, ready to go. I have a nice system that I purchased from Yankee Thunder that is like a pipe. You can make it as long as you want or short as you want. You can cut the legs for any height that you desire. I'll put a link to up here, I think it is. I'll put a link to that video up there, and check in the description. I'll have a link there. But I changed something so I could pick it up and move it without having things fall apart and have to reassemble, because again, you're trying to minimize time moving, assembling, loading, things of that nature, so you can maximize your time at the range as you practice, so you can become more efficient. So once you get everything set up, you got to run back and make sure everything's clear, ready to go. Then you start your practice. And then if you're someone who has just maybe a few magazines, you're going to have to reload those. Or you buy tons of them. When you go to the range, you have 10, 15 preloaded, so you don't have to worry about loading. You just go down, switch out the targets. If they're all shot up, broke up, whatever, switch out the targets, come back and start again. So that's what I'm talking about. You want to minimize any, what's a good word for this? Any unnecessary time loss. You want to maximize everything you do there so it's more proficient, very efficient. Things flow smoothly, and you maximize your range time and get the most benefit out of it. So what we're going to do, with a basic magazine, I'm going to do 10 rounds by hand. I'll do 10 rounds with a speed loader. I purchased this a year and a half or so ago. Much better, but I've been seeing things online. I've known about it for a while, and I finally took that dive and I invested in one of these speed loaders, and we're going to see the difference in time, and we'll talk more about this one at the end. I'm going to set up the camera, and we're going to go through these individually, and we're going to time them. Now I got stuff on my table saw, unfortunately, because This is where I do my paperwork. I'll lay all my paperwork out, and I gotta categorize everything as far as project expenses, shop tools, any tools that I may have to have repaired or maintained. That goes in a separate folder. So at the end of the year we do our taxes. Everything's separated every year, month to month. So I know exactly what my expenditures are and what little write-ups I can get. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set up my phone. I'm going to put the timer on it. So when I start, I will push it and then start. And I have no firearms around, but these are live ammo. So I'm going to load the magazine by hand first. We'll get the time. I'll do the speed loader, and then I'm going to do the final one, which we'll talk more about at the end. That's why I'm not saying nothing about it. So let me get my timer here set up. So ready, we'll go. Ah. Now I didn't get to the timer quick enough to shut off, but during editing, you saw the time. Now, if you have magazines that hold more than 10, more time, especially if you got the 17 rounders or you got other magazines that hold more, it's going to take some time. Okay, we'll start this again, reset. Now I'm going to use my speed loader. Ah. Again, I didn't have time to reach for this. As soon as I get done, I say stop. That's why I'm going to look at the editing. You see the time. Now we're going to use my Elite Tactical Systems speed loader. And this is, I wouldn't even call it a speed loader. This is just a phenomenal tool. And this is going to cut your loading time down to a minimum. And I do mean minimum. We'll see at the end, we'll compare the times, we'll see just how much you're going to save just for 10 rounds, and you multiply that maybe 100 rounds or 200 rounds, depending on how much time you get in, how many rounds you can shoot. It's going to make a difference. It's going to give you an extra few minutes, and that's huge when you're talking about range time. Getting an extra few minutes, that's going to get you a few more rounds down range to make you even that much more proficient and that much more accurate. Going to greatly improve you. So with that, set this down again, we'll start it and we'll go. That easy, that quick. And see that time. And I wasn't even going that fast. I could have, as soon as I loaded it, put it under, zoom, done. So I'm going to do it one more time, and I'm not going to hesitate, and we're going to see how much more faster I can do it compared to that. One more time. Done. Whoa! Wow. See how quick that was? Loaded, ready, unbelievable. Well, the results are in. Loading it by hand, as you saw, as soon as the bullet was into the mag, I'm done. So you're looking at about 38 seconds by hand using the speed loader. This is the UpLula. I was able to do this, and what I liked about this is basically I'm not using my thumb to push. This takes care of everything. I'm just feeding rounds in, saves your thumb. It's still a little bit faster, but not a whole lot faster. But using the speed loader there, the UpLula, I was at about 33.5 seconds. But the overall winner by far is the speed loader from ETS, Elite Tactical Systems. I'll have a link in the description below. The very first thing I'll have pinned. You can check them out. The first time, little hesitation, 22 seconds. The second time, just loading it and ram and jam and go, 13 seconds. That is a game changer. That's 13 seconds per 10 rounds. You add that up, a couple hundred rounds at the range, 10 seconds each time versus 38 to 35 seconds, somewhere around there, doing it by hand. So major, major improvement. And if you're going to the range on the weekend, this is going to save you a lot of time, and that's what you need to do. Save the time loading, use that valuable time getting your rounds downrange. Now me, I am fortunate enough, I go during the week. Tuesdays or Thursdays are my range day. I've been in there without, no lie, I have been the only person there shooting in, I think, 18 bays in the indoor range, the only person shooting for an hour. And I go there and I usually spend no more than 3 hours, at least a couple hours, and sometimes 3 if I want to put extra rounds down, maybe practicing a little bit more on certain moves. And that's huge. I'm not rushed, but if I had to go there during the weekend, and I do sometimes with friends, this is a game changer. Now this comes in a couple of different sizes. This one will do 9 and 40. You have to buy another one for 45 and I think 380. But I got this in a pair. This came with a rifle one. This one will do, let's see if I can see these on here again. It's 5.56 and 223, 308, 7.6239, 300 blackout, 645 by 39, 9mm rifle, and more. So this will cover every rifle caliber you're going to use. And 223, 5.56, 300 blackout, stuff like that. Those are probably the vast majority of them out there. You got it with this one. So I got mine, I think 40 or $45 for two. They're 30 bucks piece. I got a sale on them. I got them a combination, one of each. What I need now is for them to go on sale like another combo, because I have a 45 and I have 380. I would like those to be part of this so I can cover every aspect of calibers and have nothing to worry about. You can be done, you're watching this, go on, but I want to go over this a little bit just so you understand some of the preliminary usage of this. A lot of the videos won't tell you, they just load them up, ram and jam and go, they're done. Now one thing, you have to go on to the website and they will tell you, you want to lube this a little bit, and I would say lube it every time prior to going to the range before you use it, or if you're home just loading a bunch up, do this just for longevity purposes so it lasts a long time. They say to lube it. Me, I just grabbed the first thing I came across around my gun stuff, and that was the Hoppe's. I don't use this anymore. I actually use shooter lube now to clean and to lube everything. I don't use anything else. It's a phenomenal product. So what I did was I put 3 drops in the channel here where the casing slide onto. I took a Q-tip and I just went up and down coating the bottom rail, and on the inside there's a lip where the rim of the case slides into here. I took that Q-tip on side and shoved it in there and coated the inner lip of both sides. Also inside here, and it doesn't go straight, it kind of goes down and cuts to an angle, goes out this way to feed into the magazine. I took the Q-tip and went all the way down along that ledge. All this is to be coated. Then when I flipped it upside down this way, I put one drop here, right in there. And I did the same thing, same side of the Q-tip, because I'm not cleaning, I am just coating the surface, if you will, so things slide easier. And I did the same thing on the corners, on the bottom, and all the way down till the Q-tip came out in the open where the channel is here for the magazine to slide into. Because there's little bumps down there, they say they want everything to be coated, especially round nose makes it very easy, but if you're using hollow points or something, you want to make sure this is oiled so it slides down into there and into your magazine smoothly. Now, next thing I want to talk about, when you're getting ready to load, make sure you have the magazine first. You slide that in, then it's a tight fit. You slide it in, and it feels like it's stopped, but it's not seated all the way. What I do is I use my middle finger here, and first and third finger there. Will sometimes just hold my hand here, but I'm going to push it in with my palm to seat it all the way. And watch. Now it's seated all the way in. You don't want to jam it. You don't want to hit it on the table or nothing. That can cause it to break. They say if you use metal magazines, never do that because metal's harder. It could actually chip at it and possibly crack this or break it. Then you're screwed. So just push it in, seat it all the way. Now it's seated. Now you can load your ammunition. What I do is I set it on here, I'll bring it down, slide it on, all the way to the end. Now, I using this because this is all I had left over. Normally, I would go from this end, load up 10 at a time. Actually, that 13 seconds can probably shave it down to 10 seconds easy, loading 10 rounds at a time versus 5 rounds at a time. So now that you have them in your loader, you flip it up so they are facing up. Because when they go in, they're going to be pushing down, so gravity is going to be your friend to help them load in. Now you take this part, I don't know, the rammer jammer, whatever they call it, and what I do is I just kind of push it, and it'll like take up the slack. It's ready to go. Now, they say a lot of people will just put it on their chest right here and jam it in. Me, unfortunately, 2 weeks ago in Mexico, I damaged my shoulder. I don't know what I did. I simply threw a tool or tossed somebody something, but in that movement, that action, I almost went to my knees. I had a major pain. I'm like, what the hell did I just do? Came home, Monday I woke up, I couldn't even move my shoulder. When we got home Sunday, Monday I woke up, I walked around like this for 2 days. I could not move my arm, it was painful. So I had an appointment with my doctor the following Tuesday, and by that time I had started to get some movement. So when I got to him, I told him what I did. I said, I walked around like this for 2 days, it hurt, but as the days went by, I started to get a little more mobility out of it. And he goes, well, I don't think you tore it because you wouldn't be able to do even some of the mobility would come back, but not nearly as much as you have. He goes, so basically, you don't have a break. If it was a bone, you have a fracture. So you don't have a tear in the muscle or your ligament. You irritated it or you got a hairline tear, something very minimal. So basically, I am on the DL list. I can't do anything, so that means I can't go to Mexico. My doctor said, nothing overhead for 6 months. With that, I can't pull the loader in with my right hand. I can't. So I think better if I use my belt. Putting it on my belt, and I use my left hand to push in, and my right hand just kind of hold it and guide it in. And I'll do it here because I don't want to do it because you can't see it. It's like, done. I use my left to pull. This is just for support because I can't use this to pull. I think putting it on my hip, on my belt, is a much better place. And I'm not like this way. I'm hanging down here. It's better for me to pull. So just something to think about. It's just some of the things they tell you to do. I strongly suggest you check out this ETS, Elite Tactical Systems. This one is made in the USA. Don't buy any other ones that are knockoffs made in Taiwan or China and stuff. Buy this, and I think these guys are originally from Tennessee, the state I'm looking to get to. Yeah, I'm loving it more and more because more and more people I find out there are freedom fighters are in the Tennessee, and I absolutely love that. I can't wait to get out of the commie state and move back to America. Description, all details, everything will be down there. We are done. Thank you so much for watching. Be blessed. Take back shot. Build it for your sanity. Not always have to build it. Sometimes it's just getting out to the range, getting out to the lake, getting out to the mountains and country. Don't matter. Get out, do some hunting, do some fishing, explore this beautiful country we live in. Endless possibilities. I love to get out and hike and stuff and explore. That's just in me. I love it. Maybe from my muddy water roots in Missouri. That's just me. The way we like it. I love the outside, love to explore, love nature, love everything to do with it. And I grew up on fishing all the time. My dad hunt squirrel, hunt rabbit, never deer that I ever know of. And I grew up eating that stuff, so that's nothing new for me. And frog legs. And my grandfather, when they lived on a farm, we used to go out to one of the ponds and get these massive big bullfrogs. We'd have a dinner full of frog legs, and that's how I grew up. Thanks for watching. We will see you next video. Back to woodworking.